Today we're uncovering 7 US butter brands that shoppers say you should think twice before tossing in your cart. Reviewers slam them as bland, waxy, fake tasting, or flat out overrated. And that's before you get to the recalls, controversies, and reputation damage attached to some of these sticks and tubs. For each one, you'll see harsh consumer opinions, real rankings, and what you're actually spreading on your toast. Number 1 will seriously shock you. Imperial sits in the dairy aisle, wearing the uniform of butter. But the truth is, it's a vegetable oil spread masquerading as the real thing. For decades, shoppers have reached for that yellow tub, expecting something close to the creamy, rich experience butter promises. What they get instead is a product that melts strangely, tastes off, and leaves a coating in your mouth that feels more chemical than culinary. One disgusted customer wrote, "Way too salty. Saltiest thing since the Dead Sea." Another simply stated, "Soap. It made all the food I made have a weird soap-like aftertaste that made me want to throw up." These aren't minor complaints. These are visceral reactions to a product that's supposed to enhance food, not ruin it. That soapy aftertaste, so strong it triggers nausea, reveals the fundamental problem. Imperial is made primarily from soybean oil, water, and salt, not cream. There's no natural dairy richness, no subtle sweetness, no depth. On Walmart.com, Imperial's customer reviews reveal a pattern of dissatisfaction, overpowering saltiness, strange mouthfeel, and the fact that it simply doesn't melt or cook like butter should. One reviewer even noted that it wouldn't melt properly and splattered in the pan like it was mostly water. For a product marketed as an everyday staple, these are fundamental failures. If you're already learning something new, make sure to hit like. It really helps this video get seen. And if you want more breakdowns of the foods Americans say you should avoid, go ahead and subscribe. Country Crock. Country Crock has been a fixture in American kitchens for generations. That cheerful tub, that soft texture, that promise of something spreadable and buttery, it all sounds so wholesome. Except Country Crock isn't butter. It's another vegetable oil spread, and over the years, customers have started noticing something troubling. The product keeps changing. Recipes get reformulated. Flavors shift. Textures become inconsistent. What was once a reliable pantry staple has become a gamble every time you peel back that plastic lid. One reviewer simply stated, "It was only oils. Nothing like butter except it is easily spreadable." Another longtime customer complained, "Why the change?" Always used Country Crock churn style in our home, but not now. Purchased the new simple recipe and store it in the fridge. Taste has been funny from the beginning, and opened it this morning to find it moldy. 3/4 of a large tub and expiration date of February 4th, 2016. That mold growing in the tub weeks before the expiration date isn't just a quality control problem. It's a trust-shattering experience. Country Crock's identity crisis is part of the problem. It's marketed as a buttery spread, but the ingredient list tells a different story. Vegetable oils, water, and additives designed to mimic butter. One reviewer on Walmart.com described melting Country Crock in a pan and watching it turn into yellow pancake-type hard chunks. Another complained that after more than 20 years of loyalty, the brand changed its recipe, and the new version tastes so terrible they had to throw it out. That's the recurring theme. Formula changes that alienate customers who feel like the product they loved has been taken away. Bluebonnet. Bluebonnet is where things get controversial. Like Imperial and Country Crock, it's not real butter. But what sets Bluebonnet apart is the intensity of dissatisfaction. According to reviewers, it actively ruins food. One customer wrote, "Tastes like wax. If I took a candle off my table, melted it down, and spread it on toast, it would taste better than this Bluebonnet product." "Do not waste your money," a chef explained. "Nothing but water and salt. You have been warned. Nothing but water and salt. Can't fry eggs with it, makes toast soggy, makes French toast and pancakes taste way too salty and savory. Need a lot this product to prevent sticking of foods in pan. Creates a crust in the pan that you can break like crackers because there isn't enough fat in the blend to keep everything coated." will burn and smoke. I, as a chef, can't even think of what application to use this, in aside from a baked or mashed potato. A professional chef can't find a single acceptable cooking application. It can't fry eggs. It makes toast soggy. It burns and smokes. Walmart.com reviews describe it as awful, a waste of money, and hazardous because it splatters. Bluebonnet is a vegetable oil spread without the fat content that makes butter work. The result is a product that performs so poorly, customers feel cheated. Land O'Lakes. Now we're moving into real butter territory. Land O'Lakes is one of the most recognizable brands in America. That iconic packaging, that promise of quality. It's a brand people trust. But lately, something has changed. Longtime customers notice differences in flavor, texture, and consistency. One loyalist wrote, "Bad taste. I have used LOL salted butter for years, and over the past few months, I have thrown away multiple sticks of butter because it tastes terrible. It tastes like chemicals. I'm looking at disposing of 6 4-packs of salted butter. So disappointed." Another detailed, "LOL butter has changed for the worse. It is the only butter I have ever purchased. But both hubby and I have felt the taste is gone. It has lost its buttery taste and just tastes greasy. Maybe you have switched from grass-fed cows? I don't know the answer, but please bring back LOL butter with the old taste. In the meantime, I think I will go with Kerrygold." Years of loyalty rewarded with butter that tastes like chemicals. Reviewers mention the salted butter has become significantly drier, 50 to 75% less oily than before. According to Tasting Table and Food Republic, Land O'Lakes ranks as mid-tier butter, not premium, just middle of the road. When customers notice negative changes, you're paying more than store brand, but getting inconsistency. But wait until you see the next 3. Kirkland Signature. Kirkland Signature is Costco's house brand, representing value, quality, and reliability. When Kirkland butter shows up in your cart, you expect fresh, creamy, and consistent. What you don't expect is recalls, spoilage, and butter that's dry, separated, and unusable. One customer warned, "Stay away from this product." It was dry, black, and came out in chunks that could not be blended with the oil by stirring. The smell was even off. The almond butter seemed old and possibly stored in horrible conditions. "Too bad I can't return it. Waste of money." Another echoed, "This chunk would not mix and smells slightly off. Doesn't look like I can return this item, so to the garbage it goes and count as a waste of money." Butter arriving unusable, dry, discolored, separated, with off smells. According to AOL, Kirkland Signature butter was recalled, affecting approximately 79,200 pounds due to undeclared milk allergens. The recall happened because Costco failed to properly label an ingredient already in the product. That's quality control failure. For Costco loyalists, this is especially frustrating. Kirkland Signature is supposed to be the safe choice justifying your membership. When butter ends up recalled or spoiled, it shakes confidence. Customers complain Kirkland butter used to be good and creamy, but now arrives watery and half jar. Cabot Creamery is positioned as premium, emphasizing quality and craftsmanship. It's the butter you reach for when you want something better. When Cabot ends up on a worst list, it's because premium product failures amplify disappointment. In 2025, Cabot experienced a recall that rattled customer trust. One customer wrote, "There is nothing special regarding taste or texture of this butter. It's not worth the extra money. There is at least one butter on the market that is much better. I will not reorder this product." Another detailed, "Melted, even the dry ice was hot. Don't purchase, you can't return." Cabot isn't delivering on its premium promise. When charging more than store brand, customers expect exceptional. But the biggest blow came from food safety. According to The Guardian, Cabot issued a recall in 2025 due to elevated coliform bacteria levels. Coliform bacteria indicate potential contamination, suggesting sanitation standards weren't maintained. For a brand priding itself on quality, this is devastating. Customers paying extra believe they're getting safer product. When trust breaks, it's not easy to rebuild. The recall generated national news and shook consumer confidence. When charging premium prices, customers expect premium results. Great value. We've reached number 1. The Butter brand, representing the single most disappointing option in American grocery stores. Great value. Walmart's store brand, Butter. Great value is budget with certain expectations. You're not expecting artisanal quality. You're expecting functional, affordable, good enough. But according to thousands of customers, Great Value Butter doesn't even clear that low bar. One customer lamented, "Whatever they changed ruined this butter. I used to prefer this butter over the name brands because of how cleanly it unwrapped. It used to soften perfectly for baking or spreading, not anymore. Now, even at room temperature, it will not spread on bread, toasted or not. It's like you just pulled it out of the fridge." Another stated, "Worst butter ever. Worst butter I have ever purchased. Tastes like lard. Has no flavor at all. Remains hard even at room temperature." The first reviewer used to prefer Great Value over name brands. That's loyalty built over years. But something changed. Now the butter won't soften at room temperature. It behaves like wax. Complaints are relentless, tasting rancid, waxy like lard. It won't spread, melt, or soften. One reviewer noted even after microwaving, it solidifies immediately. Another threw out multiple purchases because taste was so off. According to Chowhound, Great Value Butter ranked bottom of grocery comparisons. Testers found it lacking richness, depth, and authentic flavor. The consensus? It tasted cheap, low quality. It leaves greasy film without creamy satisfaction. When spreading on toast, you notice. When baking, cookies and cakes suffer. When cooking, results are flat. But issues go deeper than taste. Great Value has a reputation for inconsistency. Some batches taste fine, others are unusable. That unpredictability is worse than consistent low quality because you never know what you're getting. One reviewer said they used to love it, but the last 2 times they bought it, they threw it out. That destroys brand loyalty. Great Value is Walmart's house brand, supposed to represent value and reliability. When that promise breaks, it affects more than one product. It shakes confidence in the entire store brand line. If Walmart can't get butter right, what else is falling short? Customers describe opening packages and immediately knowing something's wrong. Smell is off, texture strange, color doesn't look right. Great Value. Butter embodies, you get what you pay for, except it's worse. When customers report it used to be good and has declined dramatically, that's not about price. That's about prioritizing cost-cutting over satisfaction. Customers are angry. Reviews make it clear this is not the butter you want in your kitchen. These 7 butter brands show how cost-cutting, inconsistent quality, and broken trust have transformed the butter aisle into a minefield. From vegetable oil spreads tasting like soap to premium brands with bacteria recalls. From mid-tier options losing flavor to budget butter that's rock hard and tasteless, the message is clear. Price and packaging don't guarantee quality. You deserve butter that tastes real, rich, and honest, not a compromise hiding behind a shiny wrapper. Next time you're shopping, look past marketing and choose brands that have earned trust through consistent quality, not just clever advertising.